What up, OGs? Episode 102 going down right now. And of course, I'm here with my man, Joey Allen.
Yo. What's up, man?
Man, not too much. How you doing?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited. Got the Keys trip coming up. I'll be on the trip.
That's
when this
right.
drops, but I'm super excited.
Okay, so what's the plans for that? Do you have anything like kind of lined up? Why are you going down there?
Me and my girl, we're just going down there to hang out for a week. We're going with her dad, and we're going to go lobstering. So
That'll be dope.
I'm excited. It's going to be great because, I don't have to worry about work the next day. It's going to be a whole week. We're just going to be in the water, snorkeling, lobstering, eating good food, and relaxing.
I love the Keys, man.
Have you been?
I've been a lot, dude. I've probably been probably 10 times or something. Just when I was a kid, I used to go all the time.
You know, one time I actually got banned from the Keys.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
We talked about this on, God, I forget who the guest was, but it was like towards the end of last season.
I think it was in Nashville we talked about it, maybe.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was with Josiah Sisko.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But yep, spear and lobster, don't do it. You'd think when you get the lobster permit, they'd give you like this list of rules. They don't. And if they did, I didn't read them, but FWC definitely told me the rules.
What was it? You can't spear them if they're like a certain size.
No, you can't spear them at all because there's no way to measure them if you've already speared them because they're dead.
Oh, I see.
We had like 6 lobsters with holes in their head. I know, I'm stupid. My bad.
So if
won't happen again. And they didn't. They took the lobsters. They took them home and ate them. They had to have.
Oh, they took the lobsters.
Hell yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess makes sense. Yeah, they're not gonna. Wow, that's insane. You can't spear them at all. You have to. So whenever you get them in the boat, they're kind of still alive for a little bit.
They're definitely still alive. They'll be alive until you get them back to the ramp.
Oh, really?
I mean, they'll be alive till you get home. They live. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not like a fish where if it's out of water for like 10 minutes, it's gonna obviously be dead. No, do you keep them in like a thing of water, like a bucket of water or whatever?
Keep them fresh. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or straight on ice.
Do you like lobster?
Oh, I love lobster. Bro. Lobster mac, dude. Ooh, lobster and grits. Ooh, lobster and steak. Ooh.
There's actually a place in Neptune Beach, Cousin's Maine Lobster. Little shout out, no free shout out. But dude, no, they have some really good lobster, and I'm kind of like I'm not picky about any kind of seafood. Like I'll eat anything, man. But you can just tell it's like fresh lobster. Yeah. It is expensive as hell, but I'm
gonna be getting them things for free.
That's fire, bro. Yeah. And are you gonna do like any fishing, just like regular? Like, obviously the people that listen to this podcast know you're an avid fisherman.
For sure, yeah. I'm gonna be catching hopefully some tarpon. I think there's bonefish down there. I ain't never caught a bonefish. Maybe we can stop in Miami and catch like a peacock bass. I ain't never caught one of them either.
What does that look like?
The peacock bass?
Yeah.
It's like, kind of got like so in the California coast, their sheep's head look like a peacock bass, but the peacock bass have like stripes and they're green and they kind of got cool colors.
Oh, dope. Yeah. Okay. And that's a saltwater fish?
No, it's freshwater.
Okay. I was going to say, why do you have to catch it in Miami?
They're just down south. They're not up here.
Word. Okay.
Yeah. Not necessarily Miami, but somewhere
that's gonna be
there.
fun, bro.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. But honestly, like, I would love to go somewhere different than the Keys. Like, even though I haven't been like the past couple of years, it's like it is so peaceful out there. But it does kind of like after you've kind of been like a handful of times. Like for the people who've never gone to the Keys, like go.
I mean, I would go every single year if I could.
Really?
Yeah, I just love being in the water.
I want to go down there with a boat, man. You see some guys that'll just like take a boat out here out of Jack's and then haul ass down there. And dude, that's I don't know. I love the Keys, but
where would you rather go? Puerto Rico? Just
somewhere I haven't been. True. Or Puerto Rico would be insane. I just want to go. To be honest, I think the Keys would be the perfect place if they actually got waves.
True.
Like that would be like heaven on earth, bro.
I wonder if there's any novelty waves out there.
I mean, maybe. Have you ever snorkeled like just right off the coast in the Keys?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's flat. Yeah, it's flat, bro. And it's like a long. Like, I don't want to say reef, but it is kind of like that reef texture. And it's very, like at the beaches, for the people that, don't live by the beach or don't surf, it's like there's a drop off, which kind of creates the waves. But in the Keys, it just goes
shallow everywhere.
Shallow everywhere.
True.
And it just like, it's a very like steady, like there's no decline really or anything. It's just a steady like reef texture all the way out. And I mean, there's spots where there's sand and you can go walk around out there. If you're going to snorkel or fish, the Keys are the spot. But I really want to do Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I want to surf.
We were planning that over the summer, like during the break, we were planning on going to Puerto Rico, but it's so hard, man. Like sometimes just to like find the time to go, because I'm not going to Puerto Rico for 2 days. You know what I mean? I want to go out there and like spend a week in Puerto Rico.
Week and a half,
like,
2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And you have to go when the waves are good too. So it's kind of like,
I bet they're always better than they are here.
Facts,
so I don't think it matters.
Facts. We actually need to get in the water, man. It's been about a week since I've paddled out. I mean, really, the waves have just been super flat.
Yeah.
But God, dude, I'm like missing it, man. I'm like getting the jitter. And we got to get it out before winter comes around.
And it is coming, actually.
Do you have a wetsuit this year?
Hell no.
Okay, yeah, I need to get a wetsuit. Because most of the time I'll just take the winters off. But I think this year I'm going to be itching for it pretty heavy. So I'm like, okay, I have to. I got to get out there this winter.
Yeah.
The waves are always going to be better, too.
For sure.
You want to jump into win of the week?
Let's do it.
All right, win of the week. Episode 102.
Going down.
You want to start us off?
Yeah, I'll go first. My win of the week is where we live and with the ability to fish everywhere. Because I fished 3 different places on the way here today.
I like that.
Yeah, that shit was nice.
Where'd you fish at?
I fished in Riverside and the river over there, and then I fished a pond over there and a pond right over here.
What are you looking for whenever you're going like pond hopping, or you're looking for somewhere to fish? Can you fish a retention pond? You're just not obviously eating it.
Yeah, I don't eat any of the fish. I don't really eat fish like that. I just like catching them. But, give them a little piercing, throw them back.
Oh.
But no, I mean, every pond pretty much in Florida has a fish in it. So
okay, fire.
As long as it doesn't look like shit, like there's a lot of trash floating or anything, because there are those ponds like downtown. I ain't fishing them.
Yeah, fuck that.
I don't even think those are ponds. They're just like little wastewaters.
Little body of water, little shit water. No, there are a couple places like just right near the studio where there's some good fishing, bro. Mm-hmm. Have you fished this pond right over here?
No, not that. The big one? No, not yet. Because I can't really park. I mean, people do park on the side right there.
I see people fishing that pond all the time.
And that's the thing, is I don't want to fish there if everybody's fishing there. There's this one that's farther back.
They're not keeping those, though.
No.
They got to be putting them back.
Yeah, but those fish see a lure all the time.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah. Are fish smart enough like that? Like they're going to...
Yeah, some of them.
I kind of want to get into it, bro. I need to get me a fishing pole and like go out there with you one day and like try.
I want you to catch a snook, one of them big ass fish.
Yes,
them
bro.
Things pull.
What's crazy is you'll fish. I'm not gonna give away your spot, but there's a marina, kind of like half hour away or whatever.
Boy, already saying too much,
dude. I'm just saying you catch so many fish there, bro.
Yeah, I know. That shit's fun. There's some big ass fish in there too, like some 6-foot tarpon. One time I was on the end of a dock. There's like floating docks, and then my lure's like I'm bringing it up, and a tarpon came from under the dock and scared the shit out of me.
Did it hit your...
No, it missed, but like the fish is bigger than me. And it's like if I do hook it, I'm fucked.
It's bigger than your fishing pole?
No, it's bigger than me.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
There's huge fish in there.
Oh my God, bro.
I mean, like weight-wise, no, but definitely length. Like it's like a 6-foot tarpon.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So when you go down to the Keys, are you going to do the thing where like you hold the like fish or the bait or whatever? Like
Robbie's.
I guess. I don't remember what it's called.
I did it before. I mean...
It's kind of fun, but it also kind of there's no like skill involved or anything. You literally just sit there with a thing. I think you kind of like more of the challenging aspect.
Yeah, I want to hook that bitch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Imagine if you casted a reel out like right there at Robbie's.
They won't let you. I've done it. There's last time I went to the Keys is probably why I got banned too. But there's this dock and it's around a restaurant. It wasn't Robbie's, but there's like so many tarpon there, and it says no fishing. So I just go out late at night when I think nobody's there. Boy, I was hooked up to this big ass tarpon, and 3 people were around me within like 5 minutes, snitching on my ass. Like,
you can't pull that in though. Surely you can't.
I have big pulls, yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, that shit's fun.
That's
your win of the week.
Oh, my win of the week is actually just keeping it simple this week.
Okay.
So I got a Venus flytrap, bro. Them things work.
Did you name her?
I did.
What's her name?
Vanessa. Vanessa, the Venus flytrap. No, so she's eating good, bro.
Is she?
And I remember when I first got her, you said they're really hard to keep alive, which is the people that watch the show. You're a plant expert, so it's like you would kind of think me being your best friend, like, oh yeah, I can make this happen and keep the plant alive.
Right.
I struggle, boy. I struggle to like. I don't know what it is. I just when it comes to just certain plants. I mean, some are just easy, and you just
don't water them.
I do. I actually have been doing a lot better with it, but some of them you have to water them like every other day, and I just don't do that. I definitely don't do that. Like sometimes I just forget, kind of like they're out on the porch. I'm not really paying attention to them as much. But the Venus flytrap, bro, I've been doing good with it, and also I was kind of worried because I do kind of get flies out there on my porch, but nothing like.
It's screened in, so like,
yeah, exactly. Flies, yeah, like or maybe if like a little bug kind of like walks like under the crack or something, maybe I can catch him. But that's kind of like what I've been doing. Like I actually went out there the other day and 2 of the like mouths were closed on, and I'm like, what? And you can kind of peek inside and see there's a little fly in there. One of them, the fly was still like moving.
Nice.
Inside, I was like, okay, this is a fresh catch right here.
Yeah.
And no, but I mean, she seems like she's doing a good job, bro, and still alive. I mean, it's only been like 2 or 3 weeks, but.
Shout out Vanessa.
Shout out Vanessa, dude. And honestly, I have noticed that like there would be times where I'd go sit on my porch or whatever. It's like sunset or I'm eating out there or whatever. And you kind of, it's not like there's a bunch of flies, but you'll notice just like one fly. You know what I mean? Like it'll just kind of like be kind of going around you the whole time, especially if you have food out there. And no, dude, I haven't had any flies. It's been really nice. So that's my win of the week. It's just simple, but I'm proud. I'm proud of Vanessa. She's doing a good job. And I feel like when you name your plants, there's a little bit more of an obligation to keep them alive.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah, not for you. For me, I'm just like, this is my kid.
Yeah.
You know?
I think my like obligation to keep them alive is how much I spent on them.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
True. I didn't even think about that because Vanessa was only like $13.
True, yeah.
And you've got plants, like for the people that don't know, you mean
Couple hundred.
I mean, yeah, if you're just now, this is the first episode you've ever watched of this show. Joey was famous on TikTok for a while for houseplants. You also used to live in a tiny house, so it was like a tiny jungle that you kind of coined that name. And some of the plants you had were like crazy exotic houseplants. Yeah,
it was fun. That was a good point in my life. I still have them all. I just don't really do the TikTok thing anymore. Yeah. So I'm still out there watering.
Do you ever miss doing that?
I mean, yeah, just because like the attention that I got.
Bro,
for
you
it,
had clout in the plant community. It was crazy.
I just don't really have time for that shit. Like I just work so much, and I don't live in the tiny house, so it's like
life hits a little differently.
Yeah,
and I mean, maybe one day, whenever you like move into a different spot where you have more space to put everything in, like you're in a great spot right now, obviously, and like shit, you have a whole outside garden and stuff, so it is kind of cool. But no, the other place was just like perfect for it. Yeah. You know, got really good sunlight. Yeah, you know, just simple. It was dope. Super dope guest coming in today, man. Someone that we've already had on the podcast before, but you know, he was a fan favorite first time he came on. Also, just a funny mofo.
Yes, sir.
He was on a show that I watch pretty religiously, and he actually has another episode on that show dropping soon. So very excited to watch that. But before that episode comes out, we want to sit down with him while he's in town.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, chat it up with him, man. So let's go ahead and jump into this week's episode.
Let's go.
What up, OGs, man? Episode 102 going down right now. And, of course, I'm here with my brother, Joey Allen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's get this thing started, man. I'm really excited to bring this guest back in. This is part 2 episode. Last time this guest was on, it was episode 52, and so many things have changed in this man's life since we've had him on the podcast. I remember when we had him in for that episode, we had just got into our season 2 studio. Just started doing visuals, so it was a big time for the pod as well. You know what I mean? A lot of changes were happening in our life. He was obviously doing his thing, grinding hard, and dude, I mean, that episode was such a banger. So I'm excited for this one. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the man himself, comedian Bobby Brown Jr.
Oh my God! First of all, amazing intro. What up, gang?
You like that?
That was good. That was nice right there.
After 102 episodes, it better start getting good, you know?
Congratulations, by the way. That's no small feat, man. Making it to 100 episodes of a podcast. Salute. I commend both of you brothers for all the hard work y'all been doing, man. Y'all also been grinding.
Thank you, bro.
You know?
Seriously.
I see you. I keep up with your gram.
Yeah, no. I'm definitely on yours as well, bro. I like you know, for you, one thing you've been doing on Instagram is like the daily check-ins or whatever. It's like like you'll post a reel of just be like day 2000 whatever of you becoming a comedian.
Yeah, and just like the whatever shows I'm doing that night, or like me at work, or how I'm getting to spots out in Austin.
Yeah. So let's touch on that. So when you were here, episode 52, you were still in Jacksonville.
I was
Jacksonville native, and
gang Duval. I got
Duval
shot
till we die. And it was cool though, bro. Like even in that episode, you could see like you obviously had motion. You were working at like one of the comedy clubs here,
the only comedy club here, Comedy Zone, Jacksonville.
Shout out to them.
That still remains to be true. There is no other club that's well, at least since I've been here. All the other clubs apparently closed down before my time.
So if you're a big comedian, you're coming to Jacksonville, like it would be like at Florida Theater or something.
Either Comedy Zone or Florida Theater, or the Veterans Arena. You know,
facts,
I mean, I've seen they also do. I saw Kevin Hart there, but I mean, Comedy Zone that's where I started seeing real comedians early. You know, I got a lot of my actual child. I was doing like oyster shacks and bars before that, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Imagine performing with like 30 people in the crowd just going every 20 seconds in the middle of your set. It was like, damn, they fucking them oysters up today. 400 oysters sold in this restaurant. Like, when y'all gonna run out? I know restaurants be running out. These restaurants never run out of oysters at all.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's definitely a Florida thing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if you go into an oyster shuck in like Kentucky or some shit, bro, you know damn well they're gonna be running out of it just quick. And I always wonder too. I'm like, is there ever gonna be like a shortage on oysters? Bro. You know what I mean? Like, if you ever go to like Sliders at the beaches or something, man, it's like they're just. I mean, everyone in that bitch is eating oysters. And no, that's funny you say that, man, because I feel like during that time when you came on for this episode, it was like you were kind of. I mean. You were like one of the dogs in Jacksonville. It's like,
you think so?
It felt like it. It felt like it.
Crazy.
Come on, man.
It felt like it. But I mean, there's guys in Jacksonville that are obviously like, you know, they've got a co-sign with this guy, or like they're kind of like being brought up through somebody else or whatever. But like independent comedian wise, you definitely were one of those guys, man. And you were on a couple podcasts. So,
thank you. I appreciate that. Oh man, you're the man,
dude. It was honestly an honor having you on the show the first time, and plus the social clips from that episode were fucking hilarious. So let's be honest.
We had a good time, man. Thank you. Yeah, dude. The independent part, I forget about that sometimes until people say it, you know.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, yeah, this is so far, you know. But I mean, I've had people help me, obviously, but for the most part, it's been a me kind of taking a shot at something, and
for sure.
Grateful that people say yes sometimes.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And at that time, you had just done. What was it? Sunday?
Chocolate Sundays.
Chocolate Sundays.
Oh, in LA. Yeah. Oh my God, dude, that was so long. It
was over a year ago.
Dude, we're old.
I know. No, so it's a pleasure having you back in, man. I know now you're in Austin, Texas.
Yes, sir. I moved out of Jacksonville like in September of 2023.
Okay.
Like literally the day after my birthday. I was like, man, all right, well, I've been here for 25 years. I got to go do something. I got to try something else.
Yeah.
And then I was moving to LA. When I was on the podcast, I was pretty sure I was telling you that I wanted to move to LA because my dream is to be a host for Chocolate Sundays someday.
That's right.
You know, and so my brain, I was going to LA then, and then like 4 days before I was going back to LA to leave, my homeboy Cam hit me up, and he was like, "Come out to Austin." I was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna come visit Austin and see what's going on." And I go out to Austin, and it was just an amazing time, man. Because he's from Orlando. Shout out Cam Patterson. Everyone, he's the Kill Tony regular now.
Yeah.
And so if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have moved to Austin at all. I was trying to go to LA immediately, but I think it was the perfect decision. Because man, I got a lot of stage time real quick early on, and I was good at comedy when I was here, but I got a lot better since then. So like now we're a year later, and you know, I'm doing 20 minutes, 25 minutes out there for like real comedians, opening up for like real comics, making more money out there for my spots, and I'm just grateful because, you know, if you're funny, then it's a good place. It was a great decision. It was a great place to go.
Facts.
But I mean, it definitely was some work, you know.
No, for sure. You've got guys like you know, obviously Joe Rogan opening his club out there. I think that really kind of set a spark on the scene in Austin. And then you have the Kill Tony show moving to Austin. You've got guys like, I don't think, you know, there's some guys that are kind of stuck in their ways and they're still in like New York and Chicago and things. But then there's also a lot of comedians that moved their, like, you know, their process out there. What about... correct me if I'm wrong. Was it Tom Segura? He moved his operation out there too.
Yeah, that's the YMH. Yeah. It was crazy. Actually, Tom Segura was one of the first comedians I saw here at the Florida Theater. Like when I first moved back to Jacksonville, I started going to bigger shows. Yeah. And he had like the line wrapped around Florida Theater. God, when I used to sit outside like across they got this little weird park thing right across from the Florida Theater here. I'd pop up a lawn chair and I just write my jokes and listen to my set for like 4 hours, and then the comedians would come in and they'd be doing sound check. So I'd be hearing them do sound check on the stage while I'm outside.
Oh, that's funny,
like, dude. Yeah, man. I used to pass out my flyers outside after the shows. So I would have my podcast. I would just stand outside the Florida Theater, and I got a couple videos on Instagram from and YouTube from way back then when I started doing that And then, you talked about Tony. I got to shout out Tony Hinchcliffe, man. So he did the Florida Theater earlier this year. So it was him, Cam Patterson opened, David Jolly opened, and Hans Kim was the opener. And I came back from Austin to go to the show, and he saw me. He was like, first of all, I was terrified to talk to him, right? Because he's like, it's a theater. He's in his green room by himself. I'm like going upstairs. I've never been backstage in the Florida Theater before ever either. But like, when he saw me, like, he was like, all right, well, I was like, I'm not gonna bother nobody. I'm gonna just go up here, see Cam, see Jolly, see Hans, and then I'll say hi to Tony when I see him.
Yeah.
But he was the first person that like I saw. Because I walked past his green room on accident. Because he was like, so I go to his green room and I'm like, oh, hey, Tony. And he sees me. And I was like, oh, crap. What is he going to say? He goes, he was happy to see me.
Yeah.
He just brought me in, man. He was like, oh, my gosh, look who it is, right?
Nice.
And he's like, why do you dress so much better here than in Austin? I just started immediately roasting shit on my outfit. And I was like, man, whatever. It's good to see you, man. This is crazy. And this is the first time that I'm experiencing being like kind of behind the scenes of the Florida Theater, and he kind of knew that. So the show starts, and he's like, Bobby, come here. And he's like, front row seat. I want you like right here. I want you to see the big leagues type thing. And I'm like, literally, so when he's doing that show, Hans goes up or whatever, I'm like literally right here to where the point where like if the crowd's on this side, they can like kind of see me behind the curtain just peeking or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like I wasn't even performing that night, but my heart was beating for my friends. Hans goes up first, absolutely like a cold open in a theater, crazy. And then he brought up Cam. And then he brought up Jolly. Jolly brought up Cam, and I'm watching Jolly and Cam just destroy in the Florida Theater. And I'm also on the sideline like, oh my God. In my head, I'm like, Tony! I would just come up to me and say, Bobby, go do 3 minutes. And I'm like, all right, yes, I'll do 3 minutes. Yeah. Say less. But it was just great to get to watch. And that was the first time I got to be in a theater format. And then like fast forward maybe like 4 months later, I got to perform in my first theater. And it was my opportunity to kind of do that. And I just remembered that moment to where I'm like, just my heart's beating so fast. And it's like, dang, I cold opened the theater for, Roy Wood Jr. Shout out to Roy, by the way. I got to open for him at Paramount Theater in Austin.
That's wild, bro.
I moved to Austin, and 6 months later, I get to perform on my first theater thanks to Roy and Moon Tower and all that stuff.
So it was a good decision in the end of the day, bro.
Yeah,
like moving out there.
But it was difficult, man. Like because I was sleeping on Cam's couch, by the way. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, people. I slept on Cam Patterson and White Cam's couch for like 6 months.
Wow. Oh my God,
dude. Yeah.
But I mean, that's the grind, right?
I mean, it's because I got fired from a job, and then I got fired from one of the comedy clubs.
Word, okay.
But and then how I ended up was I probably shouldn't say this story, but no, I had a hotel when I got to Austin, right? And then people hand people back, famous people backpacks and stuff, after shows, and there's a lot of people there. They don't do drugs, they don't smoke weed or none of that stuff.
Yeah.
So when the fan leaves, they'll be like, here you go. So I had a bag, and I left it in the hotel like an idiot. When I go out to get lunch, housekeeping comes in, and then she sees it on the desk, and then kicks me out of the hotel.
Yeah.
And this is like my second day in Austin.
Damn.
Literally my second day in Austin. So I'm standing outside, 110-degree weather with all my bags, and I'm like, all right, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I called Cam, and I was like, hey, man, you got me kicked out the hotel. He was like, me? I didn't do shit.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I ended up staying at his place for like a couple weeks, and then I left Austin, came back here for like a week or so, and then I was like, man, all right, no, I got to go back. And then I went back, and thankfully him and White Cam, and there was a lot of people there who just kind of welcomed me and helped me, stay alive until I could kind of find my way in things, For
sure. It's gotta be tricky, bro, like making that transition. And then I saw, like you just like alluded to, you kind of came home for a minute, and then it was like quickly you were right back there, because I feel like right now if you're into comedy, you pretty much know Austin is like the hub for that,
It's becoming that now.
It definitely is.
But yeah, anytime you go to a new place, you gotta try to come home for a second, because you hate it, you get fed up. At one point, I got fed up. I wasn't, the mothership is great, but you gotta get past to. There's an open mic that they do on Sunday and Monday nights, and you sign up for the open mic. It's like 200 people be out there signing up every day. It's a random list. Only 16 people make it.
Damn.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah. So I put those in the vlogs a lot. And, you know, if you do make it, you get 3 minutes on the open mic. If you do good on that 3 minutes, you know, then maybe the booker will give you a call back or whatever. And like, but yeah, so you kind of move your whole life there, and you think that like, oh, all right, this is going to be, and it's attainable, but it's harder than you think it's going to be.
And I didn't realize really like what the competition was like out there until you started doing these day in the life, or you know, like day whatever, becoming a comedian, like vlogs on Instagram, because you don't realize like the line just to get on Kill Tony is. Yeah. Hundreds of people down the sidewalk, bro.
Dude, that's so that's what I'm saying. Every Monday in Austin is, bro. We are you got about 8 hours of just being outside waiting.
Yeah,
you know, because the open mic sign up is at 5 o'clock, so people out there at 5 o'clock lining up for the mothership open mic, and then after that ends on the sign up, the list comes out like 6:15, 6:30 ish. And then if you don't get on, you walk over to the next bar, you sign up, you get in the Kill Tony line.
Yeah.
That don't even start until that starts around 6:30, 6:45-ish.
Yeah.
And then the sign-ups will end like an hour later. But it's like
and you don't
300, 400 people out there, bro.
With Kill Tony, you don't know if you're going to be doing it that night. You just kind of show up to the like bar across the street or whatever and just hope that they call your name.
At all. Much. And if you sign up and leave and they call your name, you can never sign up again.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So if you sign up, you're sitting out there for 4 hours.
That's crazy.
And when I got on in October, I got on in September. The episode came out in October, and
this
I didn't
is the
get
Sean
on.
O'Malley one.
Yeah,
because we haven't even talked about this yet. Which
we
is
haven't.
Weird.
I thought. So the last file was before was after
because
that.
you went on Kill Tony after you'd already moved there. Am I right?
Dang,
or when you were visiting?
Yeah. I got on Kill Tony like literally 2 weeks after I moved there.
I remember this. And so for the people that don't know, just sidebar, Kill Tony is like a show where pretty much it's hosted by Tony Hinchcliffe and like Brian Redband. And pretty much they just draw names out of a bucket. If you're one of the names chosen, then you get to perform a minute of any, you know, do a set for a minute in front of all these people in a live audience. And I remember I've religiously watched this show for years, bro. Like I remember when Kill Tony was at the Vulcan Gas Company. You know what I'm saying? Like early days shit, you know? Which God, I mean, that was just a few years ago, but
biggest show in the world right now, man.
Biggest live podcast in the world for sure.
Remember, I think last time I was on this podcast, I was telling you about how it's kind of hard. There weren't really many avenues for newer comedians to break out these days. Because like back in the day, they would have like Comic View or like Def Jam and all that other stuff. I think Kill Tony is that for right now.
Facts.
You know, like you get your minute, that could go a long way. You never know what could happen.
And you also never know who the guest is going to be. So like you coming out or anyone that's going to be like getting their name chosen, you don't know who that guest is going to be sitting next to Tony Hinchcliffe. And for you, it was Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, that was wild.
Crazy,
it was Sean O'Malley and Joe List. My first time getting on, and you could literally go. It's on my YouTube channel right now. I think it's like episode 632 or whatever. You could literally, if you watch that, you could see how nervous I am.
Yeah,
you could. I come out of the curtain and I cursed every 2 seconds. I don't do my. I'm not cursing no. I'm like so happy in my. I'm like. Curse word. Oh my god!
So whenever you did that set, I mean, you obviously killed. You did a really good job in front of them, which is dope. Yeah, that was a really fun one to watch, man. And after that happens, obviously, like you got some great social clips from that. You know what I mean? And just like the I'm sure that there was like a little bit of a boost of your audience whenever you got on that show.
I'm monetized on YouTube now, man. I do my own podcast. It's Bobby's Block now. When I met you, it was Writer's Block. I think I have the shirt on and everything too.
That's right.
It's Bobby's Block now, and you can check me out YouTube /BobbyBTV. And thanks to like the Kill Tony thing, man, people were like started watching my channel because I was in Comedy Zone doing good ass interviews with all these people. Nobody gave a fuck. Can I curse on this podcast?
Of course,
all right, my bad. No, for a second, I was like, I don't know if I can say anything.
Oh no, dude, we've already cursed 16 times.
Okay, good. All right, now we can talk. Now we go, dude. Yeah, I was doing really good content here in Jacksonville. I interviewed Lunell on my podcast. She has a Netflix special now that was produced by Dave Chappelle, but she's been grinding for years. She was on HBO and all these shows. And I had Ali Sadiq on early when I first got here, and I'm grateful for that. Ryan Davis, CP, and he was on like All Def Digital and stuff. And to me, these people are like, I was actually making good connections or whatever. To me, in my world, these people are like, great.
Heroes,
these people are
dude.
up there.
Oh, yeah.
They're pretty respected of what they do, but nobody was watching my channel back then. It wasn't really until I went and got the Kill Tony opportunity that my YouTube started getting a little bit of traction, and then people started going back to watch some of my old stuff, and now I started getting more viewers on those. So I started making money from YouTube now a little bit of pocket change. I'm up to like $21.
Hey,
come on,
brother, $21.
My boy eating.
You know what I'm saying? My YouTube bank account can legally drink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Stun on these hoes real quick. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny, man. No, but shout out to you, man. Congrats for the 5,000 downloads on just like listening
Thank you.
platforms. Because I mean, like obviously 5,000 on YouTube is like, I feel like a lot of people hit that fairly quickly. You know what I mean? But when it's on the podcast listening platforms,
Audio,
it's tricky nowadays, bro. Because the competition's so high with audio podcasts.
I'm grateful. I have no idea how. It's wild to think that people are even listening to me like that, because I feel like I fell off. I told y'all inspired me, man. Since I've been on, you've been putting out episode after episode. I fell off a little bit. Y'all, I got to get back on my grind because of y'all.
Appreciate that, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, you've, fall off, say whatever you want, dude. But it's like you've also, the people that follow you on socials and everything realize that you're also kind of just investing your time into other avenues.
Yeah,
bro.
you've still been working, just not dropping podcasts.
yeah, dude. Yeah, I do way more actual stand up shows now than podcasts. When I was here, I was just doing like hella podcasts because it was different. But now, man, I got my biggest payday from comedy like the last 2 months. Like the last 2 months is bigger. I got on Kill Tony again, and this one, I thought I did good the first time.
Yeah,
I think I did even better this time.
Oh, let's
go. You guys can literally, it's on YouTube right now. Y'all go look it up. It's Kill Tony, and then Sam Talent and Ari Ari Maddie, who's one of the newer regulars.
Oh, fire.
Are the guests. And
so when we're recording this, that episode of Kill Tony drops tomorrow night, which by the time this episode of the podcast drops, it's going to be available for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
so
it's already out.
Yeah, so it's already out. You guys can all go watch it. But obviously, me and Joey have not seen it yet, which I'm really excited to see this episode. What is there any like key points or anything like go ahead and describe to me like what happened, so while I'm watching it, I can be like, oh, that's what he was talking about.
It's really crazy because I said I was thinking about moving away from Austin.
Yeah,
I wasn't liking it a little bit as much. Like, I want to be in movies, man. I want to be on TV, all this other stuff. So it's, I want to write for shows and all these things. So it's either LA, New York, all this stuff, Chicago even. And Austin's just stand up right now. It's just, which, there's things there, and that's like what, if you're going to stand up. But, I don't know. I've been signing up for Kill Tony for like months and months and months, and the open mic for months and months and months, and I wasn't getting on, which, a lot of people don't get on. So, but over time, you start to be like, man, what the hell are we even doing? What's going on? Blah, 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 blah. And, at one point, so the day that I got pulled, I literally said in my head, I said, cause I had my mind made up to leave Austin, and I was like, man, if I get pulled today, then I'm going to stay here in Austin. I'm not going to leave. Yeah. But if I don't get pulled today, then I think I might, it's whatever. Just go grind, go do something else, go try another city for a couple months. Yeah. Right. And probably like an hour after I said that, I got pulled, and I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta stay here now." So my whole my buddy Colton. Colton is the guy who goes to call people's name. So when Tony gets the bucket or whatever, he'll say the name. Colton he has to go runs through traffic across the street with a green vest on, to come to the other bar and find out whoever he'll say your name and find out whoever the comedian is. So he says my name, and I'm like, all right, here we go again. I mean, this is what I've been waiting for, because I thought I did bad the first time, and that's the thing. In my head, I'm thinking I did bad the first time because I didn't like it.
Got you.
So this time I'm like, okay, this is what I've been waiting for. Here's
you're
the
like
moment.
hypercritical of yourself too. Like you are like, I feel like that's how it kind of is, bro. It's like even with us in this podcast, I'm extremely hypercritical.
Yeah, because we see it differently.
Yeah, 100%.
And bro, there's so many times as a comedian where you say something in a moment, and then you're on the drive home and you think of so many more funnier things you could have said.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's like the worst feeling ever. But yeah, so I'm backstage when he calls my name. And they take everything out of your pockets or whatever. So like, I'm emptying my pockets and my heart's beat like faster and faster too. And I hear what they're talking about, the next guy before me, whatever. It's like, whatever. Just, I don't really, something about like pooper scoopers or whatever. I haven't even seen it yet.
Yeah.
So I'm backstage. They don't let you watch.
Yeah.
I'm behind the stage. Everyone's dapping me up, because I'm friends with the production crew of the people who are like there, and they know me, so I'm like excited to hear. And then the dude leaves, and I'm like, all right, here's the moment. Tony says my name, and I come through the curtain this time, and I come to the curtain this time, and there's a lady with just like literally like the biggest titties you've ever seen in your life, like two in the second row, and I'm like I only made eye contact with her for like the first like probably like 20 seconds on accident. I didn't even know who the guest was.
No, that's just natural male tendencies right there. Brother.
Yeah, because it's like I'm like my hands in the air, like I'm waving, I'm greeting everyone, but I'm like, but then I do my joke, and I think the first 10, 11 seconds when I'm setting it up, I don't remember in my head. I'm like, okay, come on, guys, yeah, get on board. This has to hit, because if that first line don't hit, you be like,
it's hard to recover.
I'm bombing on Kill Tony. 3 million people, 10 million people, whatever, are about to see this or hear this.
Yeah.
This is about to be the worst day of my life, because they roast you. That's the point of the show. They want people to do bad so they can literally roast the hell out of you.
And Tony is a menace, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if you do bad on Kill Tony, he is not only is he going to let you know, but he's going to ruin your entire fucking life. I mean, it's like some of these guys, bro, will start like, yeah, you just bombed and you're a trash comedian, but like, damn, Tony, like, you like listen to him and just eat it, no filter. Just as hardcore as it gets, bro. And shout out to him for that, because that's kind of what makes the show interesting.
Yeah.
But continue, man. How did the set go?
Well, dude, I think I killed it. I think I did better this time than my first time. I did my favorite joke on the show, a Nickelodeon joke.
What is it?
I was going to say, can we get any of the jokes on here since it's already out?
Yeah, it's already. It's literally just like pretty much about like you heard about the Nickelodeon, the documentary, what was happening to all the kids and stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I wrote a joke about that when it was all happening. And pretty much like there's like this little funny moment to the joke where I say like I auditioned to be on Nickelodeon, but like Dan Snyder said, nah, you can't be on Nick at Night unless you're trying to take dick at night, and it's like, and then I was like, yeah, when they were saying get slime, they meant get slime. So I when I got to those lines on Kill Tony, the crowd started fighting, and I was like, oh, here we go. This is about to be great. Yeah. And like I end the joke by saying like my mom would never let me audition for them or whatever. And then pretty much like the punchline at the end, I just go I said, because like Netflix paid these people, to talk about it. They made like $3 million to talk about like what was happening to them on Nickelodeon. And they didn't just come out and tell these stories for free.
Yeah,
right. So my mom was like, "See, look what I saved you from, Bobby. Look what I saved you from." And I was like, "Mom, they just made $3 million. Yeah, you didn't save me. You cock blocked me.
Right.
That's what happened." and man, I was really happy with how that minute went. And I'm literally going to run that clip into the ground. So that's going to be my new promotion for every city I'm coming to.
Nice.
While I write the rest of my set, because now I feel like I feel like I have enough like bare bones that I can go out and try to do some small rooms and promote myself on the road. You know what I'm saying? 100%. And it was good because I opened up for Cam on the road a little bit after like my first couple of Kill Tonys. Well, my first Kill Tony, and a little bit before that even too. And then I opened up for David Lucas here at Comedy Zone on the road, and I'm doing the Kill Tony regular show at Vulcan pretty often. So just I think a little bit. I think people have seen me around enough to where. Now I'm about to throw a scene on Kill Tony slab on my promo flyers.
Oh, 100%.
And I got to do my first Netflix festival this year too, man. So that was like in LA. That was cool. Putting that on the resume. I've been racking up some good credits, at least a little bit. I think I have enough that I can sell myself,
For sure.
So I mean, whatever city y'all listening to this in, sign up for my VIP list, man. Let me know where y'all at. Come in. It's on my website and my bio and everything.
What's the website?
It's a link tree on my Instagram.
Okay, cool.
And in my YouTube. Bobby Brown Comedians, my Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And it's just literally right there on my link tree. It's the first link right there. But yeah, you got to come to a show, man.
Dude,
y'all got to come to a show.
You opened for David Lucas.
Yes.
I put it on my calendar. I'm like, all right, this is something I'm going to make it to. so much shit happened. Like it was like I could have probably made it, but I would have been late. I knew you were opening for him, and I'm like, I do like David Lucas, but I'm there. I want to see my boy. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I didn't make the first one, and then it was like the second night or whatever. I don't know if it was sold out or what the issue was. It was like I couldn't even get a fucking ticket online. Maybe it was too close to the show or whatever, and I was just like, it all fell through.
Just pull up. There's usually standby tickets sometimes.
Oh, really? Okay, bet.
Anytime. But yeah, that
would have been my first comedy show ever. I've never even been to a comedy show.
Why?
Dude, honestly, for me, I just got into comedy so recently. Like, it was maybe like 2-3 years I actually started, and it's really just a YouTube shit.
All right. Okay.
And so I'm listening to like comedy podcasts and things like that. And I think when you start off, like when your entrance to comedy is like Two Bears, One Cave, Bad Friends, like some of these big podcasts,
that was your entrance to comedy?
Yeah, sometimes you're kind of just like, you think like someone small coming in town or whatever, like David Lucas, I've seen him on Kill Tony.
Yeah. But
there's like certain guys where sometimes you're like, okay, no, I'll just wait until like that big guy comes here. And then Tom Segura came to St. Augustine Amphitheater not even that long ago.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to go to that show, but then you're looking, you're like, dude, this is a hefty ticket price. I'm like, I should have gotten to comedy with like some of the smaller dudes, you know what I mean? Like people, and I've been trying to do that a lot more recently. Like there's certain guys like Hans Kim is a big one, bro, where you see him on Kill Tony, he kills every week.
He was just at Comedy Zone like 2 months ago.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, man. But that's what I think more people should know about Comedy Zone in Jacksonville. They do great shows all the time.
Yeah,
I'm talking, bro. Like that's where I got good at comedy because I was just there every weekend watching new people come to town.
It's such a small venue, though. Like it's tiny in there, isn't it?
315 people.
No, it's not bad. Yeah, that's pretty good.
But it seems small. The room's small. No, it's the one with the
that's
bar
like
in the back.
That's like a typical comedy. That's like a typical main room size for a comedy club. 300
Really?
people. Yeah.
Damn. That's crazy.
That's like, I mean, how many music concerts do you go to? They're smaller than that.
True, yeah, some of the smaller guys.
The bars and stuff that you.
I saw 4-2 Dugg at.
I love 4-2 Dugg, bro. That new album hard. I listened to that before shows, and while I work at the airport. I still got a day job and shit, right?
Yeah.
I work at the airport. I push people in wheelchairs all day.
Let's go.
Dude, old people, disabled people. I push them from the gate to or wherever they got to go.
Hell yeah.
And it's just so funny, like the contrast of like grinding in comedy. Like, I got to do a theater just last night, but I gotta work at 5 a.m. pushing old people in the airport the next morning.
Yeah.
Dog, 4-2 Dugg is what gets me through the goddamn day, bro.
That boy's pushing like an 80-year-old woman. He's sitting there, I ain't got no panties on.
You think I'm with the Sexy Red song?
Yeah, I fuck with that song, bro. I'm not even hating. I fuck with that song heavy.
That's crazy.
No, dude, Sexy Red's got me in a chokehold right now. So does 4-2 Dugg with that new album, bro. Yeah. And he has one with ESTG where I'm like, those are pretty much some staples on my playlist right now for sure.
When I'm riding to comedy shows, I listen to 4-2 Dugg. I don't know why. I just want to feel. It makes me feel. I want to feel like a gangster before I get on stage.
Facts.
I want to feel like I'm like, oh man, we just spit the block. Let's go. Now we what up now?
Yeah, no,
it's crazy. I didn't know you like. I rock with you, bro. You got good taste.
That was my first concert, bro.
Yeah.
So like
4-2 Dugg was your first rap concert.
First concert period.
That's crazy.
And I went to see him in Orlando, and like you had mentioned, it was kind of honestly, I think it was like a strip club.
Yeah,
but it was like it wasn't that big. Bro. It was not big at all. Yeah. And of course, dude, I was like so hyped to see him. Like I was like front row. I remember we're sitting there front row, like he comes out, he's like doing a couple songs. Then we kind of like kept making eye contact.
Yeah.
And he just like pauses the song. He's like, all right, I'm gonna need all the bitches to the front. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, fuck, man. I like look back and there's like a bunch.
Why you didn't follow? You can go to the front. You can go to the front.
I was sitting there. I was like, at first I look back. I'm like, all right, come on, let's bring a couple fucking girls up here because it was like me and like two of my homies.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I rock with 4-2 Dugg, but obviously when he's up there, he's trying to see just like bitches pretty much.
Hey, listen, hey, artists, I don't give a fuck who you trying to see. I bought a ticket too, nigga. What are you talking about? If he would have said, hey, all the bad bitches to the front, guess who's running the barricade? Me? I paid my $50.
I'm gonna be a bad bitch for these next 20 minutes. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I don't care what you talking about. You go perform.
Label me how you want, boy. I'm getting my best seat for the show.
What are you
Especially, I'll be honest, like them tickets were like $50-something too. So I was like,
hey, I want the same show they get.
Yeah, facts.
What are you talking about, man?
Facts. No, but no, shout out him, bro. He's definitely he gets me hyped regardless of the situation.
My first ever concert was Mac Miller at Florida Theater.
Shout out Mac Miller.
That's
R.I.P.
Yeah, that's the first ever music concert I ever went to.
That's crazy. That's a good one too.
Yeah,
bro.
good. It was the Good AM tour. And
oh my god,
dude. Yeah, he stepped off the he stepped off the tour bus when I'm in line waiting or whatever, and that was like the first time that I got high. Like, just like it was great. I was in high school. Just the cloud of weed or whatever. It was, oh my God.
That's great.
And then I started smoking weed shortly after that.
That's the Mac Miller effect.
Yeah, I have a picture with him, and his eyes are just super red. We're both peace-sided, like ridiculous.
Yeah, no, dude, absolute legend, man. R.I.P. Mac Miller, for real. That's crazy.
Joey, you weren't here the first time I was on the podcast.
I wasn't.
Man.
No, I wasn't.
Why'd you dodge me? Tell me. Now we've been here long. Now I can ask. Now I feel comfortable enough. Why you dodging me, Joey?
You know, it wasn't really a dodge. It was early in season 2. He was still trying to like get me to like lock in on being a co-host.
Yeah,
and I probably had some shit going on.
Yeah.
There was a lot of convincing I had to do to get this man to be on this.
You didn't want to lock in?
That's just
with
like,
a gang?
you know, I'm not like
with the OGs.
The first couple episodes I did, I was so fucking nervous, and then he's asked me to be the co-host. I'm like, you want me to sit there every time and talk? But like, I mean, after doing 50 episodes, it's really not that bad. It's just easy as fuck. Although this episode, I haven't really said that much because they've been running this shit, so I'm just sitting here enjoying the fucking conversation.
He has those episodes. But
Yeah,
I will say this.
that's good. I like the vibe. I think you're providing vibes for me. I feel comfortable thanks to you. Also.
You know, I'm here for the support. I'm here morally. I'm here to laugh. I'm here to smile. I have this like little timer. I'm like, okay, laugh now.
He's the good like you know, for me. So I did the 50 episodes solo.
Yeah,
and I was like, I need to bring in a co-host for season 2. And there was a bunch of guys where I kind of actually put a post out there, and I was like, hey, if anyone's kind of interested in this, whatever. And people were like definitely reaching out to me, and they wanted to do it, but it was like there was no chemistry there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you really need to do a podcast with like someone that you're either just kind of close friends with or like
or
best
in love
friends.
with.
Yeah. No, but this has been my homie for years, bro. And he came on. I had him as a guest because he was big on TikTok for a while. So I had him as a guest in season 1, and actually 2 episodes he was a guest for. And so when he came on for season 2, I did like 3 episodes, yours being one of those, just solo. And I was like, man, like, you need to just come on, just like sit there. Even if you have just like 3 words you say the episode, it adds value, bro. I just need someone else there to kind of like help carry the conversation in those dead points.
That's what I had to do with like man, I got to shout out to my guy. For a while it was me from my when I moved my podcast from here to Austin, because you know when I was here I had me, my boy Logan, my homie Allie.
Yep.
And then when I moved to Austin, man, I got to think it was me, Cam, and White Cam. So I'm on their podcast every week, and then they're on my podcast every week. We're pretty much just dropping episodes, and they did my podcast for, and it was a lot because I was living on their couch. That was why it was easy, because I was living on their couch. I would just wake them up, be like, "Hey, let's go record this episode right now," and they hated it. They hated it, but I didn't give a fuck. They hated it. I had to drag them every week, but we made great content. But it's like you got to convince people something. Hey, man, we are great together. The chemistry, this podcast. Trust me, it's gonna work. It's gonna be fine. And
it's funny, I told him, I was like, you gotta just give it a little bit of time. Like, you fall in love with it. That's the thing, is like, once you do your first couple episodes, if the nerves are there. I remember my first couple episodes, bro, like just trying to like start this vision. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a coffee table in my house, audio only, no camera, nothing. And it's like in those times. That's how it starts. I remember in those times, bro, like I was so nervous to interview certain guests. You know what I mean? But then you get like, you start kind of just getting your feet under you, getting the reps in, and then you kind of realize like, okay, it's just a natural conversation. And I think a lot of people, the headphones throw you off, the mic right in front of you throws you off. Like, it's just a lot of the like pieces.
I breathe this shit, man. I've been podding for almost 5 years now. Like, I think I'm in it enough to say, like, I'm locked in, bro. I'm happy that you're here now, Joey. It's good. It's good.
I'm happy to be
You
here.
look totally different from every other picture I've ever seen of you.
That's crazy. Is that good or bad?
The other episodes.
Is that good or bad?
You look good. You look good. But what I'm saying, like when I'm prepared to do this podcast, I didn't expect. You know, I'm expecting
the mullet.
The mullet is gone. I had to get rid of it.
So you went through like you just went through a recent like life change or something. What made you want to look different? Because I shaved my entire face and cut my hair off recently just to try it out. The
mullet was just like kind of like just a power move, you know. I can grow any hair I want to, so I wanted to grow a mullet, and then it just started getting in the way. Like my 9-to-5 job, I'm kind of crawling in tight spaces a lot, and I kept getting shit in it, and it was getting caught. It just didn't feel like it didn't feel like, good.
Yeah, you could tell. I mean, for him, it was like he wasn't really trimming the mullet or anything, so it was just like growing and growing and growing. And I mean, it was sitting on this dude's shoulders, bro. I mean, this motherfucker had a mullet, man, like a true, just like. And the thing is, that's not his vibe at all.
It's not.
So like the fact that he was pulling it off, you're like, it's fire. You know? And it's funny, we had an artist come on and on like maybe, God, it was probably like like towards the end of last season, and Joey still had the mullet, and he was drawing like a bunch of like pieces, that, you know, to kind of help us with like merch and things like that.
Yeah.
And, every picture of Joey has him with the mullet, and like 2 weeks later he cuts it. I'm like, well, I'm just letting you know right now, everyone's gonna think you have a mullet because we're running with these designs.
Hey man, these are already paid for, brother. Okay, you gotta switch it up now.
100%.
We're not redoing these.
I'm going to grow it back out, actually.
Yeah.
I want to.
Dude, I think it'd be fire because a lot of people. There's a time I felt like the damn mullet was carrying this podcast.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold.
I might try a mullet someday. I might. I think maybe I'll do a character with a mullet on YouTube or something. Just like, dude, I can't wait, man. I feel a lot more inspired now than like, cause you know, I was getting a little burnt out in Austin, so that's why it's good to be home. I was here for like 2 weeks doing shows and just kind of relaxing, and now I've been getting so many ideas for just sketches and like things that I'm about to do on YouTube that I'm excited for.
So I'm going to hit you with some questions real quick. There's some things just like I don't want to forget to ask you these.
Okay, all right, let's do it. And
then
I'll ask you all some questions.
Perfect. So whenever you you know, you're starting to do more shows now.
Yeah.
Are you ever?
Thank God.
Are you ever? Don't take this the wrong way. I don't think this would happen, but like, are you ever bombing at any of these shows?
Dude, yeah.
Really?
I've bombed before. I think, like you said, your friend who came to my show, who was Dave Lucas's show at the Comedy Zone. Well, he came on a good night. I think because that was cold opening and I was hosting. I think Thursday in my head I bombed a little bit. You know what I mean? Like first show of the weekend. This is my first show back in Jacksonville. I wanted to kill so bad. I want to go out there and like you know, blah blah blah. And I went out there, and then my energy was just up here. And the energy was just right here.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's my job as a host to kind of bridge that gap. But this show, oh man. Oh, this show, the bridge was done. It was over, whatever.
Were they just not laughing or what? Like,
I got some laughs. I got some chuckles, but I didn't kill like I wanted to kill. Yeah. You know?
How do you, what does the recovery look like for that? So like, do you have a specific joke kind of in your arsenal where you're like, let me just go ahead and throw this out there
and see if it'll work?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have like a quicker, like I'll try to speed up the pace a little bit if my first joke doesn't work.
Or are you trying to go for like
it just you got to feel it out and see what's going, man. But yeah, I bombed before my first show of this year. I bombed like one of the hardest bombs I've ever had in my life.
What's that like, bro?
Well, when Tony Hinchcliffe goes up after you and makes fun of you for it,
God.
Dude, I'll tell you, it was at Vulcan Gas Company. It was the Kill Tony regular show. It was literally, it was January 2nd of this year. I will never forget this day.
Worst day of his life.
I will, let me scroll. Yeah, I wrote it down. January 2nd, regular show at Vulcan. It's the first show I've ever did this year. I was like, New Year, whatever. I had just gotten fired from the comedy club. Literally, I got fired on New Year's Eve, right? So January 2nd, I'm like, man, this is my year. I'm about to blow up, and it starts right now. So I'm at the Vulcan regular show. I'm supposed to go second on the lineup, right? And it's the Kill Tony regular show. So the people who are going to be on the show are Cam Patterson, David Lucas, Hans Kim, and then you never know who's going to drop in. You know, they put, I get a lot of stage time on the show, which I'm thankful for. You know, I'm not a regular or anything, but you know, sometimes people drop in and you get bumped. Bumping is when a more famous comedian than you comes in and says, hey, I'm going to go up right now. You got to wait, buddy. Sit to the side. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to go up second this night at the regular show at Vulcan, January 2nd, 2024. Hans Kim comes downstairs because he runs the show. He says, hey, all right, Bobby, you're going next. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm standing right here, like where the stage is, getting myself ready, having my drink, thinking I'm about to go next, right? And then this guy named Ian Finance walks in the door, right? And these might not sound like big names to you guys, but in Austin or whatever, the world of comedy, these people are big, right? Like the crowd is about to go crazy.
Yeah.
Ian Finance walks in, and Hans looks at me. He goes, all right, you're going to go after him, Bobby. I was like, all right, bet. I'll go after him. So he goes, I get bumped, cool, whatever. All right, Bobby, you're going next. I'm standing right back here in the line, right? Cam walks up. He's like, actually, I want to go next after this guy, right? Damn. Cam looks at me. He goes, Bobby, where you going? I said, next. He goes, no, you're not. Damn. He goes, so Cam bumps me, and I'm like, all right, fine, whatever, I'll wait, right? Cam goes on stage. Cool. Hans is like, Bobby, you're next. All right, bet. Let's get it. I'm ready, whatever. You got to follow Cam. All right, cool. I'll follow, whatever. Thanks for the spot. I'm standing there again. I look to my left. Jetski Johnson walks in.
Oh my God.
Jessie, I love her so much. By the way, she's literally so sweet and so fun. I love. Shout out to Jetski. She was like, she drops it, goes on stage. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to keep getting bumped, huh? And then immediately after her, Tony Hinchcliffe walks in and he goes to the green room. David Lucas walks in. Hans Kim walks in. And at this point, I just don't even think I'm going to be on the show anymore. Right? So I looked at Hans and he's like, all these people come in and they bump me and I'm pretty much towards the end of the lineup, right?
Yeah.
So it's finally my turn to go on stage. Hans goes in front of me. I have to follow Hans, right? Tony Hinchcliffe has already gone on the show at this point, by the way. So Hans tells me, all right, you're closing the show, right? I go on stage. First minute goes great. My first minute was great. Everything after that, I am eating the biggest dick you've ever seen in your life, boys. I swear, man. It was just so bad, right? So I'm on stage fighting for my life for 10 minutes at the end of this lineup after famous Kill Tony person after famous Kill Tony person. It's got to be really difficult. Rocks the audience, bro. I'm talking the audience is like for probably an hour straight. I go up, I do my first minute, it goes great. After that, ate a dick, right? And then I get up. And so yeah, I think I'm closing the show. Right. Probably when I get the light, I see Hans hold up a sign that says Tony Hinchcliffe, which means bring Tony Hinchcliffe back on stage. And I'm like, oh, well, what's about to go on here? Right. I was like, okay. So I say, thank you guys so much. Y'all have been a lot of fun. Give it up. I bring Tony, give it up for Tony Hinchcliffe or whatever. Right. Tony gets on stage. He says, I'm back, guys. Right. And then he goes, how about that last comic, huh? Bobby Brown Jr., more like Bombing Brown Jr.
Damn.
When I tell you the crowd went crazy.
No. That hurts.
Y'all, when I tell you, I've never heard the crowd laugh so hard in my life. I'm literally walking out. I'm just defeated. Yeah. And I'm defeated. I'm walking. I didn't even stay for the rest of the show. Usually after the show, you stay, you shake hands.
You can't. You have
meet
to
the crowd.
leave.
You meet the bad bitches after the show. You can't meet the bad bitches after that. I swear, I've never skedaddled so fast away from a show, bro. And I'll never forget that day because I found out the next day they were talking about me in the green room how bad I was bombing. So I'm on stage. They got a TV in the green room at Vulcan, and you can hear the whole show. So apparently, all of them who performed were in the green room. And usually people were having a good time, never paying attention to the show. But when I'm on stage that one time, I'm eating a dick, bombing so hard. And they just up there enjoying it, having the time of their life, apparently.
No,
so
dude.
I didn't know that until the next day because I didn't talk to any of them.
Yeah.
I told you, after I left, after I heard them laugh at Tony roasting the hell out of me, I literally left.
Yeah.
and literally, I took the bus home that night. I took the bus home that day, and I was like, I'm never going to be bad at comedy again.
Yeah.
Like, that was the day that, literally, so, I bombed so high. Like, that was a really big show. And also, all those people coming in, you want to compete with the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to be dope. You know what I'm saying? Every time you get on, you never know who's watching. And that was my first bomb of this year. I had a bomb, and it wasn't even a bomb, but I had to follow Shane Gillis. My first ever show, I did a showcase at the Comedy Mothership. Brian Holtzman, shout out to Brian Holtzman, man. He put me on his show, Brian Holtzman and Friends, and I was running a little bit late because I did my other spot first because I wanted to build up to that. I had 3 spots that night, so I did the 2 shitty shows first. Yeah. And I was like, okay, now I'm ready. I'm about to go crush this 10-minute set, first ever showcase at Mothership. So I get there a little late. And I guess so I'm standing side stage, right here on the little boy, and literally right there. So I think I'm gonna go and say this guy named Hassan Ahmad's on stage, and he's supposed to be bringing me up on the list. It's Hassan, me, or whatever. No one. Shane's not anywhere on the lineup. I didn't know he was popping in, but he just happened to be in the Mothership this night. So I'm standing there, and then Hassan's finished with his set. I'm like, all right, boom, here we go. He's about to call me up, and he's giving the intro. He goes, guys, what I love about the Comedy Mothership is you never know who's going to come in here, man. We got some young talent. We got some young greats all the time. We got some legends, and this next guy is a comedy legend. And in my head, I'm like, all right, well, thanks. I appreciate you, bro. He's never seen me do comedy before at this point. I'm like, all right, well, he's just being real nice because people do that. Comedians, I love this dude, man. And so I think he's about to bring me on stage. He's like, guys, give it up for, and I take a step towards the stage. Give it up for Shane Gillis. Oh. And I look to my right, and Shane's just coming out of the curtain, out of the darkness from nowhere. And I'm like, oh my God, I got whatever. And Shane looks at me. He goes, "Oh, you're Bobby." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, I'm gonna bring you up." I was like, "Okay, thank God." But in my head, I'm like, that was probably the most embarrassing moment for me in my life ever. So he goes up, he kills it, and then I go up after him. And I had a 10-minute set. I did good. I would think. First of all, following Shane Gillis anywhere is gonna be, you got to work.
It's
You're
tough.
gonna have to
That's
cook.
going to be a difficult thing.
Yeah,
to do,
I ripped a little bit on the end of his set. It worked a little bit, and then I got into my set. But yeah, I don't think I did like that. I didn't do as good as I would like to do that night. And that was another day where I was like, okay, I literally tweeted it that day. You can go look at my Twitter. I said, I need better jokes. Yeah. That was the day that I put, I need better jokes. If this is what Austin's like, I'm performing now with like, some of the best comedians in the world. I'm on these lineups now. I need better jokes. Let me get funnier. Let me work my ass off. So that's like just bombing is what made me want to get good. Yeah. So, sorry, that was kind of long-winded to answer your question about bombing, good. But like, yeah, I've still bombed before, and that's like, David let me open for him here at the Comedy Zone or whatever, and he just happened, like my best show of the weekend, that was the one that you listened to. It's the Saturday that your boy went to.
Yeah.
And I was just grateful for that. He was like, man, you're a lot better since the last time I saw you, which was the show that Tony roasted me for back on January 2nd at the Bomb and Vulcan. Yeah. So that was way back in January. This is 6-7 months later, so just working from then on, man.
Do you have a favorite joke right now that you could do on here?
It was the Nickelodeon joke. That's my favorite joke ever right now.
What joke did you do? You said there was a minute in that 10-minute set where like the first minute went really well. What joke in that first minute was one that was like a heavy hitter for you? It
was the intro I did my first Go Tony, where I say, I talk about my name, obviously, because people first time knowing me, and I say, like, just pretty much, I hate my name. It's weird sharing names with celebrities, man, because like a lot of celebrities fuck their reputations up over time. Like you never know what the name is going to be. That's why I'm happy my name at least aged better than my little brother's name, R. Kelly Jr. Oh gosh. And so that's like my intro joke that I would do. And then from then on, it's just like if that usually goes good. Yeah. That usually goes good. And then I'm like, okay, now we can turn it up a little. Here we go. Facts. But if that joke goes bad, the rest of this set, I'm like, all right, whatever. What the hell is about to happen now?
Do you do a lot of crowd work at any of these shows, or are you doing a lot of crowd work just period whenever you're hosting?
I do it when I feel it. I think I have really good jokes, and I really want to be a headliner like this year, maybe next year when I want to start working the road, doing my own stuff. So you have to have 45, 50 an hour of actual material. Yeah. So I don't really do a lot of if I'm going to do crowd work, it's because of I've done my material, or I have my material. I don't just I could do crowd work. I can do. I'm good at it. I post those clips, but those come from just natural moments. Like I had a deaf girl at a comedy show in Austin, Texas, and that was like the most recent. She was like in the front row, like her homegirl was signing to her the whole show. So I didn't realize what was happening. They were just moving the whole show, and I'm getting mad. I'm like, y'all having a good time? Like, you're not paying attention to me. You're not looking at me. Like, what's going on, right? And then she goes, "Oh, she can't hear." So I was like, oh, shit. So, you're deaf. Oh, okay. All right. So you just been signing to her the jokes that I've been saying the whole time. She's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Yeah, real quick. But when I said nigga, what were you doing? What was, because it was a white girl. It was a white girl. So she was just signing the N-word the whole time. So like moments like that, but I don't go into a show just saying, okay, I'm just going to do crowd work and then whatever. I would much rather do my material that I've been working my ass off to prepare, and it's just because I think crowd work is a bonus. I think it's an extra. A lot of comedians now go into it as, this is the thing. And I think it's extra. It's good.
You got dudes like Matt Rife, man, where he lives on that shit.
Yeah, bro. But he started off writing material. He evolved into that.
You can't do crowd work if you don't have a crowd.
Yeah, I'm 6 years into comedy. Yeah, he started when he was. I started when I was 19. He started when he was like 15 or whatever. Like he's had written material for that long. I'm still working trying to get to that. Yeah, sure. And he's doing crowd work for fun now. He doesn't have to. You know what I'm saying? It's different now. Yeah. If that makes in my position, if that makes sense.
No, for sure.
But I fuck with crowd work. It's cool.
Yeah. Do you? Is there any specific comedians out there right now that you kind of emulate, where they, you look at their game, or you really kind of structure like your style off of them?
structure my style off of them, no. But there are people who I watch who I try to like now my new thing right now is I'm learning how to close a joke, which now I don't know, we're getting into the technical parts of comedy, which whatever. Yeah. But I want to learn how to close jokes better because which is pretty much just starting the joke with the same topic and then ending the joke with that topic. Comedians who do that, I think that's like another level, like mastery, like Roy Wood Jr. When I opened for him, I did I was supposed to do 5 minutes, right, and right before the show, so he comes in and he was like, "Hey man, do 6 minutes and 30 seconds."
Is that tricky when they come in and they're like, add a little bit of time? Like, I know you have material. Okay,
I love
cool.
it. That's what you wish for. That's what I pray for. Yeah. 5 minutes. Oh my! I'm in a theater. I need to make this last as long as it can last.
Yeah.
I flew to LA for 3 minutes. I got to make this last as long as it can last. You know what I mean? My first time in the theater, but yeah, I do my time, and then he goes up later in the show and he does a whole hour, and I watch his show, and whatever he was saying, somehow, some freaking way, 4 minutes later, he's closing the joke with that, and it's getting a crazy reaction, and he's shooting his next special in DC in September, and I'm going to go to that. I'm going to check it out because I want to see stuff like that live, because stuff like that is what I like. Chappelle does that too, where he'll start a joke and then 10 minutes later he'll close it with the same callback. Facts. And I think that's what I want to learn right now. Right now I just have fun writing jokes, being silly, and I have ideas or whatever, but as I'm getting better at comedy now, and when I'm doing longer sets, I think I would like to find a way to evolve into that.
For sure.
Did that answer the question? Is that
yeah, it does. Okay, for sure. I appreciate you, bro.
I mean, there are comics that I like to watch, like my friend. Like, can I say a couple of comedians who I like?
Of course, bro.
Okay. Obviously Cam Patterson. It's always a fun time watching him. He's really high energy, and like he has good jokes, and watching him on the road and stuff, and just develop, and like even doing rooms that still, that we do rooms that suck too. We kind of work on stuff a little bit together. I like watching him. My boy Jordan J. Jordan's really funny. There's a comedian named Jordan J. He's from Dallas, but he's out in Austin now too. There's a dude named Miles Johnson also. Miles is one of the funniest comedians in the world. Oh my! Whenever y'all hear about Miles or start hearing, one of the funniest people there. It's just, I think they like those, and we're all the same age. So that's in Austin right now. Those are the people who they're literally the funniest people, I think. And so when I'm writing jokes, like now when I'm working on comedy, in my head I'm like, okay, I got to be funnier than these people.
Yeah,
like these are my boys. I love them. But these are my dogs. We go on the road together. We're doing good shows together, shitty shows together, but. Also, I'm like, okay, well, if this is the crew I'm in, all right, I'm about to worry. Right. I want to be the funniest one. I want when we get on stage, I want to cook. I think they keep me wanting to work and trying to get better and stuff like that. But I look to a lot of them for inspiration too, just because I'm inspired by people younger than me doing better than me.
I think since we've had I had you on the podcast too. You went on your first plane ride too, am I right?
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, man. Oh my god, I went to Hawaii since then. I've been to Vegas. Dude, I went to Philly since we. It's crazy. I'm taking good plane rides. Delta.
Okay, Delta.
Delta.
You better watch out. I'm on Delta.
I'm going to New York for the first. I got an $80 Delta flight. Stop playing with me, man.
Boy.
What's your favorite part of the plane?
I'm sitting under the plane, but I got an $80 Delta flight. I'm holding on to the wheels, but I got an $80 Delta flight, nigga. What are you talking about?
What's your favorite part about that, man? Is it like, obviously, I think last time we came on, you had mentioned you were about to take your first plane.
Yeah.
But now, man, you're on Delta. You get like the little Biscoff cookies and shit.
Oh my
man,
God.
This ain't Spirit, dog.
Yeah, for sure. I've ridden other places. So I've ridden Frontier, and I've also ridden American. Because at the airport, I work for American. But at first, my stomach was like just turning and dropping or whatever, bro. Like it just felt so weird. I experienced turbulence for the first time, and I was like, "Oh, this sucks.
Scary,
I don't like this at all."
Yeah.
So I try to sleep. But it doesn't work. I can't sleep on planes. It literally never works for me. And I think I just pray the whole time that we don't hit anything. Because we fly through clouds. I hate when the pilots stop flying through the fucking clouds. Go above the cloud where we can see what's in front of us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be looking, bro, and just going. You never know.
That shit's scary.
You never know. Yeah, and I don't want to spoil it. I've been watching House of the Dragon. It's like a new Game of Thrones or whatever.
Yeah.
And the dragons be hiding in the clouds, right? so they be hiding in the clouds, and they'll kill something that's in the clouds. I'm like, so I think another plane that's bigger than our plane. I'd be like, all right, listen, what that Batman movie when Bane hijacked the plane or whatever, they were in the clouds. So I just be praying, bro. Like. I hope everything just goes good now.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool, man. Like I didn't like flying to that was like the Hawaii flight was like 6 hours, and oh my god, my neck was hurting. No land anywhere. You just looking at the and I'm like, I can't really swim, you know. But and I flew to Hawaii on Delta though. If it's gonna be a long one, I learned if I'm taking a long ride, get the good planes.
Yeah. Oh,
you know?
got to, bro.
But they still be having Boeings in there, and I don't know if y'all been hearing, but like, these Boeings been falling apart from the sky.
Yeah,
dude. And when I be checking planes now, I don't even know. I mean, what kind of? I like the Airbuses. The Airbuses are cool. When I see Boeing, I'm just like holding on for dear life the whole time. You know, and sometimes the plane windows be having like these little cracks, you know, and it'd be like ice, like you get icy in the sky or whatever. I'd be like, if this shit break, like this is gonna be
that's it,
insane. It's
You're
over.
Done. Yeah,
I got asthma too, so I can't, bro. It's ridiculous, but I'm having a fun time.
That's good,
I think I thought it was hard to fly, but I could have been doing this way before, you know.
Yeah.
But now that I've done it so much, I'm like, oh, this wasn't as expensive as I thought it was going to be. I could have been going places.
I think the most expensive part of a plane ride is like especially if you have like a layover somewhere. It's like going to a restaurant or like doing something like that, bro. Or like, so for me, I get cravings for like certain snacks.
Yeah.
So like I had a flight one time and it was from like our layover was in Charlotte. And so it was like, it wasn't that bad of a ride to get there. You know what I mean? It was only like a few hours or like maybe an hour and a half. And I just remember I got into Charlotte, bro, and I was like, I need all these snacks right now. You know, when you're on the plane, you're like, I need to have the bag of Doritos, sour gummy worms, definitely a Powerade.
Bro, I work at the airport. So I have to buy lunch and food at the airport. You know how much money I have to spend when I'm pushing these people in wheelchairs, bro?
So do you have to go through security every time? Like,
Dude, I go through TSA like 20 times a day.
Oh my God.
20 times a day.
You're taking your shoes off?
No.
Okay,
No, see that I don't have to take my shoes off, which is good. I get to go to like the employee side sometimes if I'm by myself, but if I have a passenger, I have to wait and for them, like we have to still go in line and stuff.
True.
They have to take their shoes off and everything, and I gotta help them walk through the machines and like I gotta touch their dirty shoes and stuff like that. And then sometimes people can't walk. Like these people be immobile or whatever, so I got to take them onto the planes, off the planes. I got to touch their bodies and stuff. It's crazy, bro. But I mean, with TSA, thankfully, Texas doesn't really rock with weed, but sometimes some of the guys will see my dab. If I forget I have my dab pen in my pocket, they'll just ignore it. They'll be like, all right, you good, man. It's straight. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, thanks, brother. Thanks. I appreciate it.
He's still got a little Duval in him. All right. The dab pen is like a staple piece here, bro. The Benjamin.
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
Everyone in Duval, I feel like, has one. And it's gotten better over the years, but it was like, I remember in high school, bro, it was like everyone had a fucking dab pen.
Bro, I was scared to smoke weed when I was in school still, bro. It wasn't until like I got to like senior year, junior year or whatever. But
That boy started really puffing.
yeah.
No, it's I know for me, bro, like the scene, I haven't been to Austin yet, but the scene seems so much more live over there, dude. Just
It
the
is
amount
for
of
sure.
comedians and,
I think that's why people care about me now. I was doing the same thing here, grinding, doing comedy here, but there aren't any eyes. In Austin, people are ready to be fans of comedy.
yeah, exactly.
That's the difference right now. We literally have, like, me and the other Jacksonville comedians, we talk every day. How do we get people here to give a fuck about comedy?
Yeah.
How do we get people to care about us? And literally the only answer right now is get more famous.
Yeah.
Who knows, man? But Austin people are ready to give young comics like me a chance or whatever, and like, you know, they're ready to be fans. They're not afraid to be fans of comedy. Here, people were kind of weird a little bit, man. When I was starting out doing something, I was telling people what I was doing. Hey, come to the show, come to blah, blah. People were just like afraid to be fans of it or afraid to kind of rock with it. But shout out to everybody who did rock with me, man, because there were a lot of people who did. There were a lot of people who kind of helped me keep going a little bit.
Facts.
So I got to show them some love too, man. But now that I went to Austin, a lot more people are on board.
Yeah.
Well, it feels like a lot more people are on board than when I was here.
Have your goals changed since moving to Austin?
Yes.
Because you wanted to go to LA originally to be the host, right?
Yeah.
To be a host.
I mean, it will still take years for me to become a host of Chocolate Sundays. It's not like that's not something you can do in a year,
Right? Yeah.
I mean, I still want to go to LA and be in movies and host Chocolate Sundays someday and all that. My goals have changed a little bit in Austin, just from like now. I think I'm ready to. I'm focused more on putting my set together to where I can go out and do my own thing, and I get more stage time to where now is the chance for me to create an hour.
Yeah.
Because if and work it out before.
What's your process for
LA.
creating these jokes? Are you like doing the writing process? Like I know some people, it's like they don't write at all, and they literally just like let their kind of, I guess, personality kind of speak for itself, and they'll just talk about anything. But like, you're such a funny dude. Do you still write jokes? Are you like?
I do everything, man, because I'm lazy. So some days I got to do it a different way. I told you, I work at the airport, pushing people in the wheelchair, but there are hours where I don't do anything. I work from 5 a.m. to 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right. So when I don't have a passenger to push, I have my notebooks with me all the time. So I have my notebooks.
Are you coming up with
I'll
a lot of jokes while you're at work?
Yeah. I mean, like, or I'll have my phone. I'll sit on my phone and have my headphone, listen to an old set, and I'll just punch up my jokes there. But literally, bro, I think my jokes come from me just living actual life.
Can we hear one real quick?
Yeah, All right,
Give us a teaser.
I'll
Give us
go
just
through.
one.
How about this? I'll go through my new jokes.
Test your material on
folder.
me and Joey.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, this might be the worst idea comedians ever had. This could be. So we had such a good episode. Nobody's gonna go check out my comedy after this.
No, this is great.
Guys, go look at my stand-up playlist on YouTube before we do that. Maybe if I bomb it, let's see. Let me go to my new jokes folder.
Make sure you laugh, Nate.
I know you gotta have that strong laugh. Hey, strong laugh, brother. Come on. It's our time to shine.
Let's see. Let me see if I can get a good one.
Bring the crowd into it too.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, we do have a crowd button. Facts.
We
And
have
you
a
can
crowd
wave to
button.
everybody out in the distance, like y'all enjoy this.
All right, so I never really tried this yet, but I told you in Austin I was sleeping on people's couches. Like I slept on Cam's couch and White Cam's couch, and shout out to those boys. So I wrote this, but I mean, in Austin, you have a good show, girls want to hang out with you, girls want to talk, they buy you drinks or whatever. Like, oh, let's go back to your place or whatever, blah blah blah. Now the problem with that is, I don't have a place.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I hooked up with a couple girls on the couch, or whatever. So
On Cam's couch?
Yes. Yeah. This is my new job. I was hooking up with a girl on my friend's couch where I live. Yeah. And then she kept asking me to take her on a date and be my girlfriend and all that stuff. And I said, hell no, bitch. You ain't got no standards. You fuck homeless niggas.
She ain't getting no date.
That's funny as
Yeah.
fuck.
Okay. I've never said that on stage before, but I'll try it since y'all. That's true story.
You should do that one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna date a girl who fucks homeless dudes. That's great. Even if I'm the homeless nigga, I don't care.
You're already fucking her though. So.
That's not the same, bro.
So what does that say about you?
Oh, that's funny. That is good.
There it is.
Oh my god, you're the man.
It was delayed. I totally forgot about it. Though.
Yeah.
That
All right,
was
let's
good.
see if
We
I-
carried the laughs on that one.
Let's see if I got anything else in here. Oh my god, this one might not be as good. Let's see.
She fucks homeless dudes. You got those standards.
I before like comedy, I was trying to get like a real career or whatever, and like so I was thinking about doing like teaching. I interviewed to be a teacher, and they were like just the questions they were asking me turned me off. Like, they were like, in the case of emergency, you willing to lay down your life for the students? And I was like, me? What about them ROTC niggas y'all got out there? If there's a school shooting, y'all been training these niggas all year. But you want me, the teacher, to lay down my life? You better call the rifles team, bitch. This is
The rifles.
They all walk in with their wooden rifles. They're all in formation.
I don't know.
That's funny.
Yeah, but those, like, so like I don't know. My jokes come. I actually go through just a situation, and then I'll make it funnier. I'll touch it up. But
For sure.
something happened that made me think in my head, oh my god, I gotta talk about this.
Yeah.
I gotta experience this moment.
No, those are great, bro. I could see how you could totally build a like long form joke off of both of those things.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Oh, dude, at work, man. You asked me like even at work, like. At first I didn't think this job would help me at all because I thought I was ashamed to do this job, man. I'm trying to be a famous comedian. I was on the road with my buddy. He's blowing up now, but I'm wearing this goofy ass uniform in the airport, pushing old people or whatever. But it turned out to be literally the perfect thing I needed because I literally don't have to do anything. I can sit there and write material all day, man. And like, even when I am doing something, like there have been people who come from New York who I push, or like my second day on the job, the passenger I had, shout out to Mr. Lewis, we were talking and it ended up being the dude who created South by Southwest.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm talking to him about why I moved to Austin. He's asking me questions and stuff, and then after he told me who he was, like, oh shit, this is crazy. He's like an old man now. He's telling me about back in the day when they started it. And he's like telling me who to reach out to. He's like, these are my business partners, man. Reach out to him. But he's the guy who books the comedians for South by Southwest, man. We'll get you on next year.
That's
because they do it in Austin.
Yeah,
and that was my second day on the job. So I'm in my head like, man, I'm working this stupid ass job, and this ain't how's this gonna help my career and all type, and stuff like that happens.
Yeah,
you know, and then I haven't even talked about that, but I mean that could be like a funny thing later on. There was a lady I pushed 2 weeks ago, blind lady named Margarita. she was a Spanish lady. They have a school for the blind and a school for the deaf in Austin, and she goes to the school for the blind. So I'm pushing her, and then she's asking me about my career. I'm telling her I'm making her laugh. I'm making little jokes here and there. And she's like, "You're so funny, man." I was like, "Yeah, I do stand up comedy. That's why I go here, whatever." And she's like, "Man," she was like, "Oh yeah, so like you're gonna do, you know, like big things someday. I can't wait to see you on Netflix, man. I'm gonna see you on Netflix someday, right?" And then I thought she was being really nice. And then I remembered 2 seconds later, oh, this lady was blind.
She's blind. She ain't never gonna see you on
Netflix. Yeah, baby, you believe in us both too much. I don't know. Yeah. And like, so that I talk about on stage now, because it's like a blind lady saying that to me, and then I ended up performing on the Netflix showcase a week later. Yeah. Like, you know, that I talked about earlier in the podcast. So it's just crazy how, I mean, there are some weeks where nothing's happening and I hate my life. Yeah. You know, there are some weeks where everything's, but little moments like that, and then like the next week later or 2 weeks later, an opportunity will pop up like that, and that's been helping me build a lot of just experiences to talk about more stuff now.
I love it,
you know. So I think that hopefully that's how I've been building my act.
No, for sure, bro. You've been doing a great job, man. I think Austin's definitely helped your process a lot.
For sure,
for sure. Like you're definitely starting to do like comedy more often, if that makes sense. Like you would have your shows and like the things you'd be hosting when you were in Jacksonville, but now with the opportunity out there, it
like
just seems
1-2 nights a week. If
bro. And you're doing dope things, man. And with the new Kill Tony that's going to be dropping. It's already out. So if you guys are watching this podcast, go and watch that new episode of Kill Tony.
I'm hoping that this one gets me a little. I'm hoping that, because I think I did really good, but maybe because I think I did so good, and I'm hoping that it gives me a bump. The opposite might happen, and nobody gives a fuck.
Nah, that won't happen.
No, at the very least, bro. At least you get the clips from it.
Yeah,
that's a huge thing,
I think I did. I think I'm ready. Like you'll start seeing more of me posting my own stuff, trying to go out and do small dates and small rooms around, you know, wherever will have me. Type shit. Y'all got to come to. So do y'all go? Like, do y'all hang out? What do y'all do?
Yeah, we hang out all the time.
What do you go to clubs? Do you go to? What do you?
No, we're not really big on like. Yeah, really, it's just like surf, golf, and the podcast. You know. Yeah. Okay. So we were in the off season for like the past month. Yeah. And so during that time, bro, we were kind of like taking advantage of being able to go out with the boys and like you know you do just like hang out if you guys want to go to like Top Golf one night, just like random shit like that. Okay. Bro.
You got to get the gang, do whatever, the ladies, whatever y'all do, bring them to a comedy show. It's for sure. First of all, it's a great date night if you're going to see a good comedian. Yeah. And I think it could be a new vibe, bro.
We're recently not single.
Yeah.
So I was like,
so take your ladies.
Yeah. That's what happens when we get a break from the podcast. We both find women.
But the thing is that is kind of your time. Like during the off season, bro, you know, it's not a good idea to go and try to like find a lady mid off season. You know what I'm saying? Which we both got.
We did.
Yeah, we both kind of like parted ways.
That's kind of the bag, though. That's the bag, though. Facts, you know, you grinding all season. In the summertime, you know, you take a little. You want to lay up with something.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it was a cold winter. You think I worked? Come on, now.
Cold winter. It was a very cold winter. Cold motherfucking winter, brother.
But yeah, y'all got to switch the plans up, man. Go out to a comedy show sometime, even if you don't know who the comedian is. Just give it a try. That helps people like me, even if I'm not on the show. That helps like just in other, you know. I don't know. I think that more people need to remember that live comedy is great.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And yeah, sometimes tickets are like theater shows, all that. Yeah, those are pricey or whatever. But Give $25.
No,
man.
no.
It's
And I was
$25,
down for the Tom Segura thing.
No,
I
I'm not
think
saying to you. I'm just saying like out there,
Facts.
people. A lot of people were hitting me up asking me for tickets on the show, and I'm like, shout out to people who bought tickets or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm like, hey, this isn't even my show. I'm opening for somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but
and that show was a fair price too. Like I'm not saying like that was great. Dude.
$35.
Yeah, the Tom Segura one, I was like, it wasn't the price. I think it was sold out right away. I think
I saw Kevin Hart at the Veterans Arena for $40.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I bought $40 tickets.
That's sweet.
Now, granted, I was up there in the nosebleeds, and however, I didn't stay there though. I walked down like 3 sections, and I just watched the show from the side.
Yeah.
I was like, but I got in there.
No, 100%, bro. All you gotta do is just get in. And Kevin Hart, that's a huge one, bro.
Yeah, y'all go see some big and small, but go see some comedy. Y'all, when I do the Veterans Arena, y'all got to come.
Oh, we'll be there. We'll be
Facts,
there.
bro. Are you kidding me?
That's gonna be great.
Front row.
It'd be cool if they did like if they did some kind of like, I mean, I know Kill Tony's been traveling and doing things like that, but it'd be cool if one of these shows from Austin like traveled to Jacksonville and we could like see one of those too.
Yeah.
Like David Lucas was kind of like a taste of that. You know what I mean? But
yeah, Tony and they did Florida theater. People come here.
Facts.
Y'all just I just don't know if people hear about it on time.
No, for sure.
That might be the thing, but people come here, man.
Let's do our new segment that we just started on this
Yeah.
podcast. It's called Just a Tip.
Yes, sir.
So, Joey, why don't you go ahead and explain this segment, brother?
So, Just a Tip is a new season 3 segment that we got going on. It's just any random tip that you have. It doesn't have to be specifically about what you do or what we talked about. Just any tip, the tip that you have for us.
What is just the tip for this week, brother?
All right. So my just the tip for this week is well, y'all are both. You said you're not single anymore, so I don't know if my tip would help you guys.
No, that's fine. It's not for us.
Go ahead. It's for the audience.
For the OGs.
Yeah.
For the OGs.
Yeah.
All right. So for the male OGs out there, listen, man. My tip is we the prize now. You know, that's what I'm saying. So we are the new baddies. You know, so have her pay.
Talk to him.
I've been changing my
baby,
whole.
let him hear him.
I've been changing my whole dating strategy now. I'm looking for a woman who makes more money than me.
Oh, this.
I'm looking for a woman who's gonna take care of me and support my dreams.
Okay.
While I'm out here chasing them, you know, and I'll hold down the fort. You know, until
You gonna be a
then.
stay-at-home dad? If
I
it
will
comes
be.
down to
I
it?
will be. You know what I'm saying? I'll be a stay-at-home.
That's a good just the tip.
I like that.
You know, but you know, change the mindset around, man. Listen, times is hard, and listen, I think women can make money easier than men now these days. In my head,
No cap.
you know, so
Let him cook.
I don't know. That's
a good one. Okay.
You know.
I like that. That's a good just a tip.
Good tip.
I like
Yeah.
it. Let's flip it around. Let's make her pay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Oh, my
harder.
God.
It's gonna be harder. It's
I
gonna
know
be,
my
listen,
shorty is fucking pissed right
I know.
now.
I need her to listen.
Listen, I'm still single right now. I haven't found. That's what I'm saying.
why.
I haven't found love. It's gonna be more difficult.
You might be lonely for a very long time.
Yeah, I'm now looking for somebody who can help me progress in my career. That's where I am.
I love it, bro.
Look at it more of like a sponsor.
For real, Madonna. Anybody who be getting them young dudes for a couple months and then raising their status and then leaving them. I'll act heartbroken.
That's fine.
I like art, bro.
For sure.
I love it, bro.
What you got for us, Nick?
Just a tip. My just tip of the week. Man, let's think. I had one earlier, but I was like, it's just not. I can have a better just a tip. I think honestly, it's
You want me to do mine while you think
do
of
yours. Do yours.
My the tip for the people. Don't be a dick. Just be nice. Be
That
nice
is
to everybody
good.
you see. You don't know what everybody's going through.
That is good. I
Don't
think
be a dick.
My just the tip, which you know I've always been bad about this, but my just the tip that I'm trying to do a little bit more this season, or I guess technically a little bit less, is don't curse so much.
True.
I curse like crazy.
You curse
bro.
like a motherfucker, let me tell you.
I do last season because I think it's just because like you know just a lot of people around us curse so much. You kind of like get caught in that wave of just like cursing all the time. But you know sometimes I forget my grandparents listen to this podcast,
Right.
You know? And I'm like, damn, bro. And so it's like there. I think it's one thing to curse. It's another thing to drop the MF so much.
Right.
Like I will, dude. I'll drop a motherfucker in every single sentence. Sometimes, like I look back at some of these other episodes, and it's always when we're having the most fun.
Yeah.
It's like when you're the most comfortable and when you're laughing your ass off, like things like that. Like it's just boom, 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 like 30 F-bombs an episode. And so I think my just a tip is just to sound like more professional,
Right.
And it carries on like
Use better words.
Use better words, but it's not just on the podcast. Like sometimes, like in person, like I'll just be describing something that I'm passionate about to somebody, and there's a lot of F-bombs in there.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's not a bad expression. if that you being happy right there, man.
Facts,
and those moments,
facts.
I mean, I get it when you grandparents are
Like
older,
time and place thing,
yeah,
maybe.
because I cursed on stage. My grandma doesn't she won't come to shows or anything like that because she's not that. She's super religious. She's not going to come listen to a lot of
So am
cursing
I,
on
yeah.
stage. So sometimes I'll think about them and try to write jokes and curse less. But in moments where you're happy, I get it.
No,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And for me, like, it's not even, it's never with bad intent. You know what I'm saying? I'm never cursing at somebody. It's always like when I just start describing something that's like, I'm very passionate about or something that kind of like frustrated me or something like that or whatever. Then I'll drop a couple of F-bombs in there. But, no, my damn grandma made a,
Damn grandma. Damn.
That's not a curse word.
Hey, first off, I'm starting off with motherfucker. Motherfuckers was getting out, cut out first.
You've already said it 3 times in the last minute. So.
I did say that this season I wanted to cut out a little bit of of just saying the F-bombs, But no, I was at lunch with my grandma the other week. And, actually, this is actually last weekend. And she was like, she made a comment. She's like, I just love watching your podcast, but sometimes I am just ashamed in the way that you be talking or whatever. And I'm like, Grandma.
That hurts.
Not
Like,
ashamed.
don't hit
she's
me with that.
disappointed.
Not ashamed, but she's the one that, her and my grandpa, they kind of, they used to always say this quote to me when I was growing up, and it was profanity is the vocabulary crutch of a conversational cripple. And I just remember, like, when they would say that to me as a kid, I, like, never understood what that meant. And then, like, as you grow up, you kind of think about that, like, quote or whatever, and I'm like, you think I can't talk, Grandma?
Yeah, they use big words. They were using big words to make it sound like a more powerful message. Right
If
there.
you're calling cursing profanity,
Yeah.
then you should not be cursing in front of that person. That's just how it is, bro. That is facts.
Yeah.
But no, did you have anything else that you wanted to ask Bobby before we get out of here?
No, I think you guys pretty much covered it, but I do want to thank you for coming out. I
Thank
think
y'all,
it was a
man.
great conversation. I really enjoyed it.
And I'm excited. Is there anything we should know about this Kill Tony episode that is already out? But before we see it, anything
Give us
me and
something.
Joey,
Give us something.
or a lot of people that are probably watching this, maybe they don't even watch Kill Tony. So you guys need to go and check out that episode for sure. Yeah. But also,
I'll also just post a highlight on my YouTube channel. So if you don't want to go find it and search through the timestamps, you can just go to my channel and find it.
Perfect. Okay, like just your set on there, and then like afterwards they do.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
the
gonna do like a stream. I've been live streaming now, so I'm gonna do like a stream reacting to it when it comes out, and I'll have that up on my channel. Probably have some people there, and just we talking and reading the comments and stuff.
Okay, bad.
Yeah. So if people are trashing me, we'll read those comments.
Yeah.
If people like me, we'll read those comments.
Yeah.
But
dude, one thing that kills me, man, is the YouTube comments. Like it's on any other platform, but the YouTube comments, bro, of people talking about my jail sides. It's like they're obviously not jail sides.
Yes, they
you know
are.
what I'm saying?
I've seen them. I've seen them on Instagram
It's
comments.
so funny, bro. And they'll slide on my fucking jail sides. I'm like, y'all need to quit.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all need to quit. YouTube comments get brutal, bro.
Thanks for the
YouTube
engagement.
comments get brutal.
But yeah,
literally.
that's what I'm learning. But like people who roasted me, people who even roasting me or saying, "Oh, your comedy sucks." I'm like, all right, I'll like it. I'll love the message.
Yeah.
And thank you, man. I appriciate it.
Yeah. You gotta kill them with kindness, bro.
Yeah.
That's the secret.
Listen, man, y'all boys inspire me, man. I miss Jacksonville so much. Y'all are a vibe. This is people like y'all are why I miss this place, man.
I appreciate that, bro.
You got all the Jag stuff. That's what I miss most about like being in Jacksonville. I miss all the Jags games. I'll be having mad FOMO.
Yeah.
People be posting on Instagram in the end zones and shit. I'm like, man, I wanted to go to all the games.
Yeah.
I can't wait, man. Hopefully, I don't know.
Let's go to one this season.
Well, I was gonna say,
I mean, I'm gonna be coming
on.
back for sure.
we'll be in Houston too. Like the Jags will be in Houston. So
Yeah.
obviously, man, maybe we make a trip out there. And like, it's not really. I don't know how close that is to
Now
Austin.
that it's actual rivalry too, with Stroud versus Lawrence, I mean,
bro.
it's like 2.5 hours, 3 hours away, but it's football. I mean, I would go there to watch the Jags.
We can make
It's
that
a
shit
away
happen,
games
bro.
type thing. Yeah, and we can make some content out of it. That would even be
That would be fun, bro.
I think it would be lit. I miss that for sure.
No, dude, I seriously, anytime you're in Jacksonville, bro, you got a spot on this show, man. We love talking to you. And obviously it's like, you're doing such dope things right now. And I'm like starting to get into like that comedy, like I guess you can call me a comedy fan now, where it's like I'm like actually following people and like trying to see different things. Even though I haven't been to a comedy show yet.
Yeah.
I still
You
like
gotta
dude,
come, brother.
Sometimes I almost feel like it's a little bit of a cheat code just getting like you and some of these other comedians on the pod. It's like I'm like, damn, I'd rather just talk to you one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? You're such a funny dude as it is. I'm like, I'll just take the conversation.
I'm telling you, it's a different feeling. It's a different atmosphere, bro. Everybody, and then like 300, imagine 300 people. We all feeling the same. We all having a good time. We have the energy in the room. drinking, no like, and it's not like the bar, like at bar drunk people get belligerent and, and the music's all crazy, too loud, headaches and shit. A comedy show vibe, take y'all ladies, y'all got, I'm telling you.
Okay, bad.
And I know you got a big influence. If you listening out there or whoever, Jaguars affiliated, man, get some, come on Nick's podcast, man, and also show me some love on social media, man.
Damn right, bro.
I be seeing the people y'all post, you know, at the games or whatever, who ain't been in Jacksonville in years. Yeah. They come when the Jags got a game and they wearing all these chains and y'all posting them, man. Post the grinders, man. You know? Facts. Bobby Brown Jr., Nick Usher, OG Joey, OG, you know, we out here.
No, facts,
you know?
bro.
So,
I appreciate that.
So I mean, we got to get on these jumbotrons too,
so that
man.
whenever they are listening to this episode, where can the people listen to Bobby's Block podcast?
Apple, Spotify, I mean, wherever you're listening to what you got going on, I'm on there. YouTube. If you want to see my stand-up comedy, it's on youtube.com. It's /BobbyBTV. I started going live now, doing all that stuff. Again, I got a VIP list on my website, on my link tree. It's in like pretty much every description on my bio or whatever. If you would like to see me perform, let me know what city, state you live in, and you know, I'll find a way to come out there and you know, when I get this act ready, I'm ready to touch the road, man. I'm ready to be seen out there, you know. So
what about where can the people just follow you on social media? Is it Bobby Brown Comedian?
Yeah, Bobby Brown Comedian, because it's already hella famous Bobby Brown. So I had to figure something out. Everything is just Bobby Brown Comedian. I think my TikTok's Bobby Brown Comedian 1. And then, you know, Twitter's the same, but my Twitter's whatever. Whatever.
It's X
actually,
now,
they hide and they hide the likes. So actually, yeah, it's fine. You can follow me on Twitter.
No. Shout out to you, man. You're crushing it. Always a pleasure having you on the show, bro.
Thank you, brother. Thank you,
dude. Can't wait to, I guess, see you in a year, and we'll run this shit back. And
hey, man, listen, bro. Next year could look crazy. Y'all keep putting the work in. I'll keep putting the work in. Let's see how
we'll
far,
circle back.
We'll cross paths.
No, but dude, anytime you're in Jax, you know, it's always you know, love, bro. You got to come check it out. Just at least come chill by the studio and we'll do something, you know.
Shout out to OGs, man. Appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah,
man.
Seriously. Shout out to all the OGs watching this. If you guys want to get these episodes 2 days early, you want to get them ad free, and you want to see the Secret Sessions episodes, make sure you hit us up on Patreon. That's patreon.com/OG Sessions. If you guys want to follow the boys, follow us. OG Sessions Pod on all platforms except for TikTok. That's OG Sessions. Shout out to everybody that's been watching this episode, man. If you guys enjoyed this one, make sure you drop a like, make sure you drop a comment, make sure you subscribe.
Share.
Yeah, you guys are seriously the best, man. And, you know, season 3 is starting off with a bang.
Yes, sir.
Once again, shout out to the man, Bobby Brown Jr. for getting on the podcast, man.
I love y'all, gang.
Oh, seriously, man. Shout out to you. Always love having you on the show. And shout out to my brother Joey Allen.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Nick.
We'll see y'all next week, man. This has been the OG Sessions Podcast, boys. We are out.
Peace.